Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the castle here at CCBC Essex. I'm Aaron Thomas in the broadcast booth with you, excited to bring you all the action as we have more baseball to finish up this regular season as spring semester is coming to a close here. Lacrosse is wrapping up their season in this couple next days, and the playoffs will be right around the corner for them, which means playoffs right around the corner for baseball as well. And baseball team here at CCBC Essex may be playing their best baseball, not just of this season, but in a long time, riding an 11-game winning streak into this one. The Knights are looking to move that to 12, and they're also looking for their third straight victory over Cecil. They got a sweep at Cecil in a doubleheader on April 3rd. 17-5 was the score in the first game, 10-8 the score in the second game. Now looking for the three-game sweep, so to speak, of the Cecil Seahawks. On the mound, starting the day for the Knights is Parsons. He is tied for second on the team with 19 strikeouts on the season. He's tied for first in complete games. He's gone the distance 2 times this year for the Knights. Parsons making his 7th start of the year. And there is first pitch. Walks have been an issue for Mr. Parsons. 11 free passes. Looks to get it to even here on the second pitch. It's a windy day here at the castle as that one does get us to even, just goes foul down the third base line. Now we have an early crucial spot here as Matt Jackson is waiting on the 1-1 pitch for Cecil. Swinging at the last 2 pitches. Jackson sending that one foul down the right field line. So he's spraying them all over the place, excuse me. Now down on strikes. Here's the 1-2. Parsons battled back. Now watches his defense go to work. Second baseman wants it, has it. That second today is Andy Martinez Rivera for the Knights. Around the diamond for them. Over at first is Michael Amadio. Shortstop Manuel Augustini. At third, Connor Bailey. Right field, Diego Garcia. Center field, Lauren Guerrera Guzman. And then left field, Logan Eisman. Parsons waits for Chris Woods to step back into the batter's box. Down on strikes right now, 0-1, but Parsons spots him one on the outside. Moves to 1-1. Who's going to grab the advantage? It will be man at the plate. Parsons misses well out of the zone that time. It's a windy day right now, and it's blowing out towards left field. As we see Chris Woods adding to that wind as he took a big hack at that one. Underneath of it. Count moves to 2-2. Parsons looking for his first strikeout of the day. And he will find it as that one foul tipped into the mitt of the catcher. Out number 2. Behind the plate today for the Knights is Gabriel Vargas. Showing off the cool hands, and if he gets a chance, he'll show off the cannon as well. Not one to be messed with on the base paths. Big swing and a miss at the first pitch. Cade Kemp in the batter's box now for the Seahawks. And oh, Parsons has come alive now, 2 in a row. That one very pretty. Going to shut the door on the top of the first. 1, 2, 3. And oh, so close. Cooler heads prevail for Kemp, excuse me. Keeps the bat on the shoulder. 1 and 2 is the count. Parsons still looking for that strikeout. Not finding it there as the bottom fell out of that one. But it was outside. Move back to even. Twos are wild on the board right now. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Parsons still looking for the 1, 2, 3. And he will get it on a beautiful catch from Augustini. A hop, perfectly timed, as that one was a laser in the hole in between second and third. But Manuel showing off the cool hands. And Siri thought I was talking to her. 1, 2, 3 to start the first. What do the Knights have when they swing the sticks? Starting the game for the Cecil Seahawks is Ryan Flasinki, making his 7th appearance on the year, only his 2nd start. Let's see what he has for a Knights lineup that has certainly done some damage already this season against Cecil. Combined 27 runs scored on the Seahawks already this year, as the Knights have been a force all year long coming into this game, not only winning their last 11 games, but 23-6 on the year and 15-4 in conference play. Juggernaut at home this year, 6-1 at the Castle. That one lined down the line. Thinking about second, going there, and he's going to be in standing up. That's Diego Garcia with a leadoff double for the Knights. Ryan Flasinki down on strikes. Gave up 2 balls early to Garcia. He had to come in to the zone. Garcia knew it, waited on it, took full advantage. sent one down the line, took 2 bases, and now a man who had a nice play defensively is digging in at the plate. Shortstop Manuel Augustini. And that one hit him. Came in a little too far inside. First 2 batters reach. Joey Rosa now digging in. Tied for the lead in home runs on this Knights team with 3. Connor Bailey right behind him. Two gentlemen both gone deep 3 times this year as Garcia gets caught leaning, and that one was so close. It was a great move by Flansinki, but Garcia just beat the tag. Garcia slows down just a little bit on his pickoff move, or excuse me, on his leadoff move here. Aware that the man on the hill's got a nice move. No outs, runners at first and second. Joey Rosa waits on the pitch. Rosa looking for something he can drive, looking for some early damage, and Ryan steps off. Just like Garcia was, Rosa sitting on a 2-0 count right now. As Ryan wants to come into the zone. Here comes the throw to third. Garcia beat the throw, says the umpire. That was bang bang for sure. I don't know if he got under the tag or he just simply beat it. It was close. Double steal was on. Everyone's moving up. And now Joey Rosa hitting with 2 runners in scoring position. First base now available for him. Garcia, I don't know if he's a little worse for wear after the slide or he's trying to get that extra dirt out of his pants. Timeout taken at third base. Count moved to 2-1 as that was a strike at the plate. And Rosa swinging away at that one, sending it down the line and out of play. Maybe not out of play, just out of the reach of the first baseman for the Seahawks. It counts even at 2 now. Ryan Flansinki has battled back after being down 2-0. And Joey Rosa sends that one into left field, caught. Garcia tags up, throw to the plate. And Garcia will go back to third as that was a strong throw to the plate. Everyone has to stay right where they are. Joey Rosa hits that to right field. It's probably a different spot or a different situation. Coming in from left field. A little bit of an easier throw there, and Connor Bailey finds the hole. Gonna test the arm of the left fielder again. No, they will not. Connor Bailey scores 1, and now they're at the corner, swinging at the first pitch. Ground ball with eyes through the hole in between second and third. Garcia and Augustini, of course, running on contact. Garcia scores easily, and the The arm from the left fielder on display once again for the Seahawks as Manuel came off third, thinking about making the run, but cooler heads prevail. Still no outs, or excuse me, 1 out on the Rosa flyout. So now they'll show bunt, gets it down, throw to the plate. No, he'll take the only out at first. Great hustle on display from Augustini, as I'm sure, given the option, they didn't want to bunt that right back to the pitcher. Michael Amadio laying down the bunt for the Knights there. Manuel showing off the wheels. 2 outs now in the inning. Connor Bailey moves up to second. And now Lauren Guerrero-Guzman digs in the batter's box. Lefty-righty matchup here. Suicide squeeze bunt, really. Amadio taking the out at first to bring home the run at third. You don't see that every day. Small ball executed to perfection. We had the double steal earlier. Now the squeeze bunt. One count to Guzman. You can send one for a ride if it's in the zone. He had a no-doubter of a home run, 3-run shot earlier this year against Frederick. Deep to right. Now with a 3-1 count, a runner at third base now. 2 outs. You know he's coming into the zone. Wants this inning to end right here, right now. With just a little bit of hurt. The Knights take advantage. And that was close, but no cigar. They're at the corners once again as it's a walk to Guzman. Left fielder Logan Eisenman. Oh, the throw down to second. If it was right on the bag, probably would have got him, but once again, close but no cigar. It's good quality pop from the catcher. Showed off the gas on the throw, but needs to work on the accuracy. What could have been moment there for the Seahawks. They were about an inch away from getting out of this inning. Now the Knights seeing a couple more pitches, looking for a couple more runs. Already 2 here in the first. Eisenman. Another lefty-righty matchup here. Half swing, sends it up the elevator chute. Shortstop has it. 2-run score for the Knights. As the Seahawks are down early and playing catch-up, but in familiar territory when it comes to their matchups with the Knights. The Knights have been a thorn in the Seahawks side, looking for their 3rd straight victory over Cecil this year, their 12th straight victory on the year. A hot start for the Knights, but a long way from the finish. Casey Parsons got through the first 1, 2, 3, and then he watched his boys spot him an early 2 runs. He's got to feel at least 8 feet tall right now on the mound, pitching with a lot of confidence. First pitch swinging, Parsons having to field his position and doing it well. It's 1, 2, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. To start the game, 4 straight outs for Casey Parsons. That was Andrew Baldini swinging at the first pitch and going down. The designated hitter for the Seahawks tosses the baton down to Javen Seferit, their first baseman. And then it's Jose Ramiro, the catcher, for the Seahawks, due up after him. Javen Seferit. Big boy. He gets a hold of one. He could certainly send one for a ride. Parsons looking to get him in the hole early. Just missing on that one. Jevons hit .281 on the season. Swinging for the fences on that one, getting a little bit underneath of it, and Vargas. Oh my! That's why everyone's moving on the play. It bounces out of Vargas's glove, but Amadio, backing him up, gets it on the second effort. And everybody's smiling on that one, especially the coaches. Boys and girls at home, that's why everyone's moving on the play. Everyone's got a spot to be. Great team baseball there. Tough break for the Seahawks. Another good break for the Knights, as everything going their way early in this one. 5 straight outs to start the game for Casey Parsons. Dealing with a lefty-righty matchup now. In a little bit of a hole here now, 2-1. Or excuse me, 2-0 to Jose Ramiro. Jose swinging at that one. Fouling it off over the bleachers down the third baseline. Behind on it and underneath of it. And that one he wears in the middle of the back. You can see the frustration written all over Casey Parsons' face there after 5 straight outs to start the game. He certainly didn't want to give up the first base runner that way. He's lost the grip on it. Romero's the catcher, so you know he's tough. And it's a Romero connection, now, as it's Luis Romero, the third baseman for the Seahawks. First man to hit with a runner on for the Seahawks. Cecil still searching for their first hit, and coming around on that and fouling it on a half swing. Another tough break there for the Seahawks. They were realizing, we saw Romero realize that ball was out of the zone, but he couldn't stop the bat in time. Down on strikes early, and now he'll watch it move to 1-1 as Vargas shows off the athleticism. Some early warm-up action in the bullpen for Cecil, as they want to keep this game manageable for as long as they can. 2 earlier games this year against Essex got out of hand. Combined 27 runs scored for the Knights in that sweep of the Seahawks on April 3rd. Just got a piece of that one. The softest tink off the bat. Runs the count to even again. Now at 2-2. Parsons looking for the strikeout. And he will not find it there, and Romero ducks on that one. Did not get the bat down. He was lucky. That one didn't find the bat. Got an early payoff pitch here. Seahawks looking to extend the inning, and they do exactly that as Parsons misses high and outside. Great pop on the mitt there, but you can see he was missing the zone right out of the hand. Frustration written all over his face. He's yet to give up a hit today. And now he's working with his back up against the wall for the first time. Tying run is at first now for the Seahawks. Silver lining here for Parsons is he's still just one pitch away, already 2 outs in the inning. Give his defense a chance to help him out and get out of this inning. Ethan Neff, the left fielder, in the batter's box now for the Seahawks. And he is down on strikes. Parsons coming back after the walk with a little extra something. Has Ethan down 0-2. So once again, Parsons is looking for the inning-ending strikeout. 0-2 pitch, 2 outs, runners at first and second. And the pitch and the swing. Got him. Casey Parsons pitches out of the jam after pitching himself into the jam. 0 still on the big board. The 2-0 lead for the Knights. Still intact. Can they build on it? We're going to find out when we come back. Cecil had a chance to tie it in the top of the second, left the tying runner stranded on first. And now they are looking to grab a 0 and keep this game in a manageable spot, down 2 early in the bottom of the second. Gabriel Vargas, the leadoff hitter in this inning for the Knights. And Vargas is hitting from the 8th spot, so it's 8, 9, and then the top of the lineup. Vargas, Andy Martinez Rivera, and then Diego Garcia. I think that's a big reason why we saw that early warm-up action in the bullpen for Cecil. They're looking to grab the win here and reverse what has been a tough trend against the Knights this year. Looking to play spoiler on what has been a tremendous season for the Knights. 11 straight victories coming into this one. 23-6 on the year. It's 2-1 to Vargas at the plate right now. Excuse me, 3-1 to Vargas. And he will take his base on that one as he's brushed off the plate just a bit. Second straight inning with the leadoff man reaching base safely. The walk this inning to Vargas, the leadoff double to Garcia last inning. And now, speaking of Garcia, he's in the on-deck circle. Andy Martinez Rivera, the second baseman, hitting from the number 9 hole. Swinging at the first pitch, sending one deep into left, but not deep enough to tag up Vargas from first. Rivera just got underneath of that one. He was close to something special. Diego Garcia 1 for 1 with a double and came around to score. Hitting now in the second. And oh my, another close pickoff move. Not as close as the one we saw in the first, but I think everyone on that Knights team right now well aware the man on the hill's got a nice move. Shows again, Vargas a little bit closer this time. Vargas has gotten his uniform real dirty here in the bottom of the second. Back to the battle at the plate. Diego Garcia waits on the pitch, sends one deep, going. Gone! Home run for Diego Garcia. He's halfway to the cycle, and we are still in the second. A double in the first, a home run in the second. Have yourself a day, Diego Garcia. Up, and out of the castle, Diego Garcia. Now celebrating with the boys. Put 2 more on the big board, please and thank you. That's 4 straight runs to start the game for the Knights. Garcia got all of that one, but the wind did help a little bit. It's been blowing out towards left field. And almost like that was a mini gift. The wind stopped right after that. Just may be the Knights' day once again, as it's been their day so many times this season. 23-6 on the year coming into this game. That does not happen by accident. 6-1 at home, 17-3 on the road. That is just 20 road games already this season is impressive, but 17-3 on the road. Augustini goes down on strikes as now there's 2 outs in the inning. This Knights team came in to this season with a goal in mind, and they are well on their way to seeing that executed as we see another one sent for a ride deep to left. That one into foul territory. Joey Rosa will look to straighten that out a bit. Maybe find a little bit more juice. It's one thing for the Knights to come into this season with a goal in mind. It's another thing entirely to have a plan for that goal. Know what you need to be doing to be in the best spot possible every way, every step of the season, every game is a new challenge. As Rosa will go down on strikes there on the check swing. Challenge over here in the second as Cecil down 4 early, and Casey Parsons eager to get back on the hill. He's already on the mound waiting for his catcher to join him. He wants to get back to work. "32 pitches so far thrown by Casey Parsons, 2 strikeouts and no hits so far given up to this Seahawks team. And the number he cares most about, that 0 on the big board. Parsons gets a first pitch strike to Cody Kunka, right fielder for the Seahawks. Is hitting from the number 9 spot. So it's the top of the lineup right after this. And Cody is down to his last strike early here. It's 2 straight strikes to start the third. Parsons looking for strikeout number 3. The strikeout an inning. He'll live with that math. Instead, Cody sends one right into the glove of the first baseman, Michael Amadio. The hot corner usually on the other side, but it gets pretty steamy over there on first as well. Matt Jackson 0 for 1. Digging into the batter's box. And that one well out of the zone as Parsons misses. We'll try and get it back to even here on the second pitch. And oh my, he was waiting on that curveball. Couldn't wait long. What a pitch there. A big spot in this battle, 1-1. Who is going to take the advantage? Ground ball to short. Manuel on the hop. Is in time. Out number 2. Quick work here for Parsons in the second. Or excuse me, in the third. Parsons came into the top of the third having thrown 32 pitches now with 2 outs. He's thrown 38. And that is a quick strike to Chris Woods, who went down on strikes in his first out, or in his first at bat. Parsons watches it go to 1-1. Another spot, another question. Who's going to grab the advantage? Parsons will, as that one goes foul. Chris Woods trying to stay alive here for the Seahawks. One and two. It'll move to 2-2 as Parsons misses high once again. When Parsons is missing, it's usually high. And that one finds the hole. Hit number 1 for the Seahawks. I was going to say, when you're a pitcher and you miss high like that, especially the way Parsons is missing, really out of the zone, there's no let it, if it's high, let it fly situation. Sometimes missing just on the fringes of the strike zone high can really create some damage situations for the other team. They're sitting on that high fastball. Can watch some teams really turn it around. The Seahawks had hopes of turning that one around as that one sent for a ride. But an easy catch for Rivera. Out number 3. Seahawks grab their first hit of the day, but still no runs on the big board for them as the Knights go searching for more runs now in the bottom of the third. 2 runs an inning has been the trend so far. Can they keep it up? Pitching now for the Cecil Seahawks is number 3, Wyatt McDowell. And McDowell is making his 7th appearance on the year. He has started, or excuse me, he is making his 10th appearance on the year. He has started 6 games, but he's went the distance once for the Seahawks this year. McDowell has pitched a total of 31 innings this year, and he has 20 strikeouts for this Seahawks team. And it is still very early in the game, but McDowell takes over in a big spot as the Seahawks came into the Castle looking to play spoiler on the Knights' 11-game winning streak, and also looking to reverse a 2-game losing streak to the Knights as they were swept at Cecil back on April 3rd this season. And that one's set down the line at third, and it's over the third baseman's head. He makes a nice job to come off the bag and make the catch, but coming off the bag means the runner is safe at first. Connor Bailey was the leadoff man for the Knights in this inning. I'm not sure exactly how they'll score that one. Could go down as an error on the throw. It's going to be bang-bang regardless. Certainly a chance that Connor Bailey could have beaten that one out. Michael Amadio stepping into the batter's box now. Michael made a really nice catch at first base on a line drive. Hit right to him, but got to keep your head on a play like that. How many times do you see a play like that go down and it pops out of the glove? Amadio 0 for 0 on the day, but a rebound, an RBI in his last at-bat. Sure, Amadio was pulling down some rebounds back in high school, but he's manning first base and swinging the stick nowadays. The battle continues at the plate. Michael waits, watches one cross out of the zone. Lefty-lefty matchup with Amadio and McDowell. And Michael sends that one down the third baseline. Romero wants it and realizes it's out of play. So we are going to have a payoff pitch here. I believe that's a full count now. Swinging away, sending it into the trees. If that wasn't a full count, it certainly is now. Connor Bailey at first base, quickly getting back. Excuse me, that is no longer Connor Bailey at first base. Yael Diaz is at first base. He was a pinch hitter for Connor Bailey. Didn't realize that he had came into the game. Amadio will take his base, and everyone moves up one. Diaz moves to second. And Amadio still 0 for on the day, as he's waiting for his first official at-bat now. Two at-bats, and an RBI and a walk to show for it. He's helping out his numbers, but no hits yet. Everybody in this Knights lineup doing their piece. Tossing the baton down to Lauren Guerrera Guzman, center fielder for the Knights, coming up in a big spot here. No outs, 2 runners on, and he is ready to do his part as he shows the bunt sign. Gets down the bunt. That could be a perfect bunt, and it is. Bases are loaded. Oh, the softest tink off the bat. An absolutely perfectly executed bunt. Another play for this Knights team that'll bring a smile to the coaching staff's face. They are executing to perfection right now. As Gabriel Vargas steps in to the batter's box now, swinging at the first pitch. Excuse me, no, it is Logan Eisenman. Gabriel Vargas is in the on-deck circle right now. Logan, the left fielder for the Knights. Swinging at the first and second pitch there in an early 0-2 hole. This is just what the doctor ordered if you're Wyatt McDowell. Came in relief. His boys asked him to get the 0 as they're down 4-0 right now to start this game, the bottom of the third. No outs and the bases loaded. This was not exactly what McDowell was looking for when he came into the game, but all he has to do is execute his way out. And oh my, oh so close to a big inning, or the start of a big inning for the Knights. As Logan sends one down the line, foul by just a half an inch. Bases still loaded, no outs. Logan still down to his last strike. Wyatt McDowell trying to get an out with the ball not put in play. And he will not find it on that pitch as he misses out of the zone. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Crucial spot in the game as the Seahawks look to stay alive, and they get the strikeout. And that is a major first out in the inning, as now it could be one double play away from getting out of this jam and putting the first 0 on the big board. Gabriel Vargas, of course, stepping into the batter's box. He has other ideas. He wants to get this big inning started for the Knights. First pitch, a doozy. That had a lot of break on it. It didn't break through the strike zone, says the umpire. Vargas waits on the next. Swinging at that one. Could not catch up to the fastball. At a knee-high fastball, Vargas waits now for the 1-1. Shows bunt, and oh my, the Knights showing off the speed as Diaz was about 3/4 of the way there to the plate before the ball even arrived onto the bat of Vargas. Luckily, he bunted that one out of play. Sure, the bunt sign off now with 2 strikes, bases loaded, 1 out. And Diaz stays at third. Vargas stays at the plate as he refuses to swing at the junk. Count moves to 2-2 now. The moment just keeps getting bigger for the Knights catcher. Vargas swinging, sending it into play. This is tough. It's a bloop single. It'll score 1. How about 2? And they're at the corners. No, Vargas is going to second. Vargas, 2 RBIs and maybe a double on a bloop single into right field. And it is a third straight inning where the Knights score at least 2. And they are going to give Vargas a double on that one. An RBI double, a 2 RBI double. Hats off to you, young man. Andy Martinez Rivera hitting with 2 runners in scoring position and only 1 out. McDowell had hopes of an inning-ending double play and a 0 on the board. Instead, it's another 2 runs coming across here for the Knights. Another nightmare matchup for this Seahawks team against the Knights. 27 runs scored by the Knights back on April 3rd at Cecil. 6 runs already scored here today. You do the math at home. That's a whole mess of runs. And now the bases are loaded once again. Second time in the inning. Silver lining is, at least for the Seahawks, that inning-ending double play comes back into potential. Oh, that silver is fake silver as Diego Garcia walks into the batter's box. Garcia is halfway to the cycle already here. It's a 3rd straight inning with Garcia getting to swing the stick. Had a double to start the game as he is the leadoff man for this Knights roster here today. Garcia started the game with a double and then had a home run in the 2nd inning. Now here in the 3rd inning, he is hitting with the bases loaded. Sometimes the baseball gods smile upon you. Right now they are smiling on Garcia. The table is set for him to have a special day here today. McDowell starts Garcia off with a ball. Now it's 2 straight balls to Garcia. Two hits in the game and 2 RBIs already for Garcia. 1 swing, he could score at least 2 more. He may not get a chance to swing it as it's now 3 straight balls to Garcia. With 1 out, I think it's safe to assume that Garcia has the take sign on here after not seeing a strike yet. And McDowell gets the get me over pitch over. And that take sign is wiped away. Garcia thinking to himself, can I get another one in that same spot, please? Here's the 3-1. I think he got another one in that same spot, just couldn't catch up to it. Nice gas there from McDowell, battling back. Here's the payoff pitch. Bases loaded, 3-2 pitch. Garcia sends one up the elevator shaft. Romero wants it at 3rd, and he's got it. And now there are 2 outs. The Seahawks 1 pitch away from getting out of the 3rd with just a little bit of damage. So those backs are firmly pressed up against the wall. Down 6, bases loaded for the 2nd time in this inning. Diego Garcia pops up and hands it down to Augustini, who sends it into the gap in right center. It is almost a bases clearing single for Manuel Augustini. Instead, that last runner is thrown out at the plate. 2 runs come across the score once again, as it's 4 runs in the inning for the Knights. Final out at the plate brings this third to a merciful end. Oh, the damage once again done by this Knights team. Casey Parsons threw a total of 12 pitches in the third. He has now thrown 45 pitches, as that was pitch number 1 in the fourth. It's outside to Andrew Baldini. Andrew is the designated hitter for this Seahawks team, excuse me. And Parsons, he was angry about that first pitch ball. He came back with some real heat. You'd hear the pop on the mitt all the way up here. Now he comes back with a little bit of the breaking stuff. Couldn't find the zone on the outside portion of the plate. Baldini sitting pretty at 2-1. And oh my, he got caught holding the sword there. 2-2. Parsons, what a pitch. Here's the 2-2 as Parsons looks for the K to start, and he gets it. Casey Parsons pitching with a lot of confidence, and of course, a big part of that is the 8-run lead that his boys have spotted him. If you can't throw strikes up 8, you're not going to last. Got to be able to find the zone in games like this. Got to be able to find the zone consistently regardless, but in a game like this, free passes, it could be exactly what the other team needs to get back into this game. Knights pitching staff well aware of that. Casey Parsons peppering the zone right now as he started 1-0 to Jevin Seffert. And he immediately comes back into the zone and gets Jevin to foul one off, 1-1. And Jevin is 0 for 1. And he is the first baseman for the Seahawks today. Got a pretty swing. A couple of loud foul balls in his first at-bat. Was close to straightening one out here in the second. What does he have? It's a 2-1 count to him to start. And it'll be a base hit to Jevin as he finds the hole in between second and third. That pretty swing, excuse me, pays off. Easy for me to say. Much easier for him to do, as he just laced that one right into left field. The first of the Romero brothers stepping into the plate for the Seahawks, Jose Romero. Catcher for Cecil. He walked in his first at-bat. He's hitting with one out and a runner at first. And Seahawks down big early here, as the Knights are already flirting with the mercy rule, as this is a one-game day here at the Castle. We are scheduled to play a full 9 innings, so the mercy rule won't officially take place until the 7th. But the Knights well on their way with 8 runs already. And I think that's why Cecil's got that double warm-up action in the bullpen. They want to try and keep hope alive as long as they can. Hope staying alive at the plate, as Jose Romero fouls one off. And what a pitch there. A lot of break on it, but fell off the plate just a tad bit early. That was a 2-2 pitch, so it'll move to a full count after that one. What an eye from Jose Romero, as that one was in the strike zone for a long time, but it didn't cross through the strike zone. Couldn't stay away from that one, as Parsons comes right back with the same pitch, but this one for strike 3. Now 2 outs in the inning. That runner still at first base. And now it is Luis Romero for Cecil. Luis hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. Trying to start a little 2-out magic, and Parsons fielding his position. Catching the line drive right back to him on the hop. An easy out at first. Wasn't a 1-2-3, but it was an easy inning of work for Casey Parsons. The 0 still on the board, as he is through 4 innings. And the Knights are rolling through this game. First pitch swinging, finding the hole in between first and second. And it is a leadoff single for the Knights here in the bottom of the fourth. Another first pitch swinging here for the Knights, but this one sent into center field for a routine catch. And he tests the arm, throws back to first to make sure that the Knights don't try anything silly. I believe it was Manuel Augustina leading off the action for the Knights, but not sure exactly, having a little technical difficulties here with the live stats. Joey Rosa at the plate now for the Knights. No, excuse me, that's Michael Amadio at the plate. So it was Joey Rosa that led off the inning. And then Yahael Diaz made the out just moments ago. Which means it is 3-4-5 to start this inning for the Knights. Now we see Rosa take second on the pass ball. Michael Amadio, an RBI already today, and now he could get a second, as now he's hitting with a runner in scoring position. Center fielder ranging over into the gap, making a nice catch. Throws over to third, but more than enough time for Joey Rosa to tag up. Now 2 outs in the inning. Seahawks 1 out away from getting their first 0. Lauren Guerrero Guzman 1 for 1 today. Spits on that one. He was still going through his routine as the ball was coming to the plate. He knew it was a ball coming out of the hand, though. And that one gets away from the catcher. Rosa will take the plate, and there will be no 0, as it is a 4th straight inning with a run coming on across for the Knights. Now 9-0. Guzman's at bat continues now, but it's a little bit different now as there's no one on base. Stepped into the batter's box with 2 outs and a runner on third. He knew his job was to bring that man in. Now his job is to just get himself on. And he almost did that as he sent that one down the line at first. Foul. Guzman's got some power. Let's see if he gets a chance to put it on display here. And there it goes, into the gap. The center fielder read it well, though. 3 straight catches for the center fielder for the Cecil Seahawks, as the Knights sending the ball out into the outfield. But not much to show for it here in the 4th. Well, you can afford a few innings like this when you start the inning up 8-0. They still grab 1 run, moved it to 9-0, inching a little bit closer to that mercy rule, as Casey Parsons comes back onto the hill to start the 5th. His day will continue when we come back. Casey Parsons looking at Ethan Neff to start this 5th inning. Ethan is the left fielder for this Cecil team, and he is hitting from the 8th spot. So it's 8, 9, and then the top of the lineup for the Seahawks. Down to their last few outs, so to speak, as the Seahawks have their backs firmly pressed up against the wall, down 9 runs. That mercy rule right around the corner as we're starting the 5th. That 10 runs in the 7th inning right around the corner. The Knights licking their chops, so to speak. Thinking about a 3rd straight victory over Cecil and a 12th straight victory, as they are looking to roll through the close of this regular season, punch their ticket to the playoffs with a lot of confidence, playing their best baseball, not just this season, but in a long time. And this is a Knights team that is answering all the challenges so far this year and showing everyone who's watching that they are a team to be messed with. Not to be messed with, I should say. The postseason right around the corner. No better time than right now to be playing your best baseball. Casey Parsons, maybe his best pitching outing of the season. And that's saying something, as he came into this game 2 complete games already, 19 strikeouts on the year. Just got a strikeout there to start the 5th, and he's well on his way to maybe getting his 3rd complete game of the year. That strikeout for Parsons was his 5th on the day. And that's a first pitch swinging on the single to the number 9 hitter, Cody Kunkka, excuse me. And Parsons shot him a little look afterwards, I'm sure. Partly to say good on you for getting to it, and partly to say, how did you get to it? Always love the competitive nature of pitchers. Everything is so personal. Yet, they have some of the shortest minds that you could ever encounter. Everything is so personal, but yet they're always on to the next one, next pitch, next at bat. Mental fortitude on display from top-level pitching. No matter what level it is. I don't care if you're a high school pitcher. If you are one of the best pitchers on your team, you have to be mentally strong, and I find that very impressive. Hats off to you, young man, wherever you are, or young woman. Plenty of great softball pitchers out there, mentally strong. Matt Jackson 0 for 2, leadoff man for the Seahawks. Had the hit and run on there for a moment. Let's see if it's still on, as he got a piece of it but sent it foul down the 3rd baseline. No hit and run there, as the count will move to 1-2 as Parsons misses on the outside. Jackson, maybe an inning-ending double play. 1, 2, good stretch, not in time though. Amadio did the splits at first, but all for none, says the umpire. That ball ate up Diaz just a little bit at 3rd, and I think that half a second delay getting the ball out of his glove was more than enough time for the runner to beat the throw down the line at first. What could have been, what might still be. Chris Woods 1 for 2 with a strikeout today. He's looking to start a 2-out rally for this Cecil team. As I've said a few times, their backs firmly pressed up against the wall, but hope still alive for them. As long as you have outs to work with, hope still alive, and they've got more than a few outs to play with. Sending one into the outfield. Logan Eisenman wants it, and he has it. Very close to the foul line. And that's 3 outs now in the inning. They strand a runner at first. The Knights will look to make it another inning with at least one run coming across. It's been 4 straight innings with at least 1 run scored. Can they make it 5th? Can they make it a 5th? Logan Eisenman secured the final out of the top of the 5th for the Knights, and he quickly grabbed his batting gloves, started taking his warm-up hacks, as he is the leadoff man in this inning for the Knights. And Logan hitting from the 8th spot. So Andy Martinez is right up after him. Or excuse me, he's hitting from the 7th spot. So it's Gabriel Vargas and then Andy Martinez Rivera. So it's 7, 8, 9 to start this inning for the Knights. One run away from really introducing the mercy rule in a big way. Since we are only playing 1 game today, we're scheduled to go a full 9 innings, so the mercy rule wouldn't take effect officially until the 7th inning. But all the Knights need is 10 runs by the 7th inning, so the top of the 7th, if the Knights get that 10th run now, that top of the 7th could be the final 3 outs of the game for the Seahawks. Of course, all speculation right now as Seahawks looking to grab their first 0 defensively of the day. Bottom of the 5th. 4 straight innings with at least one run coming across the board for this Knights team. Playing with a lot of confidence, and why not? Winners of their last 11 straight games, 23-6 overall this season, and 27 runs scored total by the Knights in their 2-game sweep of Cecil back on April 3rd. Now I'm realizing we have a pinch hitter starting this inning for the Knights. It's Marvin Rodriguez hitting for Logan Eisenman. So Marvin Rodriguez will be taking over in left field, presumably. He was swinging away at that one. I'm going to wait on the payoff pitch here. Full count to Marvin Rodriguez. He settles in. Waits for the pitch. The 3-2. And Rodriguez fouls off another one. He has earned the right to see one more. Chris Woods pitching now for this Cecil team. Took over in relief. Third man out of the pen for the Seahawks. And here's another 3-2. And it'll be ball 4. Rodriguez knew that one right out of the hand. Had no go. So initially it was Gabriel Vargas in the on-deck circle. He was hitting from the 8th spot. Let's see if he's still staying in the game or if they'll go to another pinch hitter. I think with the game looking the way it does, I wouldn't be surprised if the Knights try and get everybody or as many people as they can, as many swings and looks as possible. This one is still Vargas. He's 1 for 1 with with 2 RBIs to his name. Vargas spits on the junk, low and outside. And Vargas, soft touch on that one down the third base line. I think he got the end of the bat on that. And now, officially as the live stats update, we find out that is Anthony Delafonso at the plate for the Knights. So Gabriel Vargas's day is officially over. Anthony pinch hitting for the Knights and sitting on a 1-1 count. Now talking it over, or at least thinking it over as the umpire calls time. Back to the action on the field. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Misses on the outside once again. Low and outside for the second time in this battle with Anthony. Anthony D'Alfonso with the advantage. Waiting for him to come into the zone, and he'll wait a little bit longer as it's now 3-1, the advantage. The second pinch hitter of the inning for the Knights. So the Knights looking to create some more offensive excitement. 9-0 is their lead right now. Looking to build on it. And throw down to second. Doesn't matter if it was in time, says the umpire, as everyone's moving up one. That is a walk. We'll see here in a moment if we have another pinch hitter. It was scheduled to be the second baseman for the Knights, Andy Martinez Rivera, who was 0 for 1, but we'll find out here in a moment. Brushed off the plate just a bit. 1-0 count to start. And indeed it is Andy Martinez Rivera. Sends one into the hole. Shortstop makes a nice backhand play. Gets the throw over to the second baseman just in time as they get one out. A nice backhand scoop there from the shortstop. I'm sure he would have loved to have gotten the lead runner. But he makes the smart play and gets one. And now an inning-ending double play, one pitch away for the Seahawks. Problem is, they got to deal with Diego Garcia once again. Garcia 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Or no, Garcia's day is over. It is Steven Gonzalez Rodriguez pinch hitting for Garcia. So Garcia's day is over, and what a day it was for him. He was 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. His 2 hits, extra base hits, a double and a home run. And the Knights, just like we speculated at the start of this inning, trying to get everybody into this game. Give them a chance to get up and into the action, whether it's swinging the stick or fielding their position. Steven Gonzalez Rodriguez moves the count to 1-1 as he misses on the outside that time. Cecil pitcher Chris Woods looking to put something on the ground for his boys behind him. He wants that inning-ending double play. Seahawks still holding on to hope of getting the 0 in this inning. They're at the corners. Here's the 1-2. 1 out. And it'll move to 2-2, and they're no longer at the corners as Andy moves up into second. An easy steal for the Knights second baseman. Now 2 runners in scoring position for the 3rd pinch hitter of the inning for the Knights. And did he get a piece of that? He did not. Strike 3. Chris Woods gets a huge strikeout for the Seahawks as now there are 2 outs in the inning. And that 0 is a real possibility. I think we have another pinch hitter in the game for the Knights. We'll find out here in a moment. Start the at-bat with a 1-0 count. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. 2 runners in scoring position. Seahawks trying to grab that first 0 defensively. Knights looking for a 5th straight inning with at least 1 run coming across the board. And it is Jacob Severino pinch hitting this time for the Knights. Severino waits, and good block job from the Seahawks catcher. That one was in the dirt. Didn't get past him. Runners have to stay where they are. Severino still waiting on that next pitch. Woods comes set now. The action resumes. Runners take a few steps back as Woods steps off. Big spot here in the game as the Seahawks holding on to hope. And they'll have to battle with at least one more batter as Woods offers the free pass to Severino. Joey Rosa, the designated hitter, was in the batter's box, but I think we got another pinch hitter now for this night's team. And what a spot here in the game. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Knights looking for a crucial 10th run in this game as they are thinking about the mercy rule. Seahawks thinking about it as well, but from the other side of the fence. In desperate need of a 0 and some offense. And we do have another pinch hitter in the game for this night's team. It is Caldera now. Namora Caldera. Big spot for him off the bench, coming in cold. Trying to put his hero pants on, so to speak, with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Caldera swinging. Got a piece of it, says the umpire, but certainly not enough as that one fouled into the glove of the catcher. Another lefty-lefty matchup here, and here comes the run, and he is out at the plate. Caldera will start the 6th as the Knights try and steal home for run number 10. And the Seahawks, well, they certainly weren't sleeping there. And the way that the third base coach is still standing there, I think that young man may have made a business decision. Well, we all learn eventually that they don't all pay out. Some fireworks for the Knights to end the 5th. But But a 0 on the big board for the Seahawks for the first time. Keeps hope alive in a major way for Cecil as they are trying to pull off the upset, so to speak, of the Knights. Caden Kemp, the leadoff man in the inning, dealing with Casey Parsons. And that one into the gap, center fielder. What a catch! Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun! On the full dive, like Superman. One for the highlight reels. The Knights take a hit away from the Seahawks, as it is certainly their day today. Let's see who's out in center field now for the Knights, as we had a bunch of defensive changes. That's Yariel Hernandez taking one away from the Seahawks, manning center field and making the diving catch in the gap in between center and left field. And Parsons watches the bottom drop out of that, but it does not clip the strike zone. It'll move to 1-2 now to Zach Van Dyke. And Van Dyke shows the bunt. Takes it away, excuse me, that is not 1-2 to Van Dyke. Still had the count from the previous at-bat up there for a second. That is actually 2-0 to Van Dyke. Or, excuse me, 4-0. As a 4-pitch walk to the center fielder for the Seahawks. Tough break there for Casey Parsons, but now he's thinking about an inning-ending double play as Jevin Seffert steps into the batter's box once again. Jevin is 1 for 2. Throw down to second. Not in time. Van Dyke got a really good break towards second base. Read the pitch well. Was in there with a half a second to spare. So now a runner in scoring position for the Seahawks. This is a change of pace. A change in the game we haven't seen yet so far, as the Seahawks being shut out right now, and Casey Parsons, I'm sure, not liking what he's seeing. He is thinking about getting that out with the ball not put in play, and that is exactly what he got. A huge strikeout at the plate. And now there are 2 outs in the inning, and that run, or that runner, may be stranded there at second. Jevin Seffert goes down on strikes, and now it is Mason Richard. And throw back to second. Oh my goodness, was that close. Got back with half a second to spare. Strike called at the plate. Mason waits on the next one. Parsons trying to pitch himself out of the jam here. Trying to keep that 0 on the big board for the Knights. If the Knights are able to grab a run here in the bottom of the 6th, that means the top of the 7th would be the final 3 outs potentially of the game for the Seahawks. So that run potentially standing there at second base, a critical run in the game for this Cecil team. Mason Riker earns a walk there in his first at-bat of the game. And now with 2 outs, there are 2 runners on. I believe only for the second time today for the Seahawks. Luis Romero stepping into the batter's box. Third baseman for the Seahawks watches one go over his head, and Parsons snatches at that ball as it comes back to him from his catcher. Frustration written all over his face as he's missing the zone a little frequently now, and that one sent into play. Second baseman wants it, and he's got it. Out number 3 in the inning. A little bit of a scare there as the Seahawks strand 2. But the Knights getting the job done. Casey Parsons, all high fives as he heads into the dugout. He is fired up. He got himself into the jam, but he got himself right back out with the shutout still intact. First pitch of the bottom of the 6th is a ball. And it is Neymar Caldera still in the batter's box as he ended the 5th in the batter's box, but the Knights were caught stealing at the plate for the 3rd and final out of the 5th, so Caldera gets to swing the stick a few more times, so to speak. Lefty-lefty matchup here to start what is a crucial bottom of the 6th. The Knights 1 run away from the mercy rule, and with the top of the 7th right around the corner, the Seahawks could be down to their final 3 outs as the right fielder makes a long run for that one, but it's an easy catch for him coming in on that ball, so to speak. So he calls everyone off and makes the easy catch for out number 1. Yahil Diaz, the first pinch hitter of the day for the Knights. It's a brand new lineup, so to speak, out there for the Knights. Everyone getting a chance to play. Diaz is 1 for 2 after checking in for Connor Bailey at 3rd. Diaz sends one deep into the gap in right center, and that one touches. And Diaz takes a long look at second, but that was a really good job by the Seahawks center fielder to not only get to that ball, but quickly get it back into the infield as Diaz his only option was to look at second. He never even really thought about going. Got himself on, though. 2 for 3 now on the day as Michael Amadio now checks into the batter's box, swinging at the first pitch. Amadio is looking for his first hit of the day. Hasn't made an out yet, but still no hits. Does have an RBI, and I may have jinxed that young man. I think he just made his first out. No, he didn't! He runs well. Still frustrated, though, as I'm sure he was thinking about finding the gap with that one. The throw a little high takes the first baseman off the bag, and that was more than enough time for Amadio to hustle down the line. That potential game-winning run now in scoring position at second base. Diaz. Amadio right behind him at first, and Diaz caught leaning. He is out! Oh my goodness! What a move there from the Seahawks. Chris Woods catches Yael Diaz leaning over towards third. And now there are 2 outs. Potential game-winning run still on the bases for the Knights, but no longer in scoring position. Now the Knights need a little 2-out magic. Yariel Hernandez, center fielder, made a tremendous catch defensively, and now he's coming up, trying to come up big for the offense. He hit that one hard, back up the middle, but second baseman made a nice play on it and takes the easy out at second. It wasn't a 1-2-3, but it was exactly what the doctor ordered. The Seahawks get a second straight 0 on the board, and they are keeping hope alive in this one. Top of the 7th has started, and it is still Casey Parsons' game right now. He is working through this Seahawks lineup for the 3rd time. He is working with Ethan Neff, who is the number 8 hitter for the Seahawks. And Neff is down to his last strike, as that's 2 straight strikes from Casey Parsons after starting with a ball. Neff has gone down on strikes his last 2 at-bats. And make it 3 in a row as Casey Parsons breaks a beauty of a curveball through the strike zone. Uncle Charlie came for a visit, and he quickly said, "Sit down." Parsons was all high fives as he headed into the dugout after the sixth. He got himself into a little bit of a jam, but he quickly pitched out of the jam, and he was fired up. And now you see that confidence on display once again, as now he's dealing with Cody Kunka, who was 1 for 2. And Matt Jackson, the leadoff man for the Seahawks, is in the on-deck circle. He's 0 for 3. The strikeout we saw a moment ago from Casey Parsons, his 7th of the day. A strikeout an inning, and that young man lost the bat. For all my Happy Gilmore fans out there, I can get to say the club went further than the ball. And Kunka holds on to that one as the bat stays on the shoulder that time. Parsons trying to break off another curveball for strike 3, just misses the zone that time. And this time around, a much better result. He won't get strike 3, as that was 1 pitch ahead, but he did get strike 2. He can get strike 3 on this one. Looking for 2 straight strikeouts. Won't get it, but he will get 2 straight outs, as that's a line drive out into the glove of the second baseman. That second now is Jacob Severino for the Knights. He had to keep a cool head on that one, as that one was headed right for his head. Matt Jackson, excuse me. In the batter's box. Swinging at the first pitch, fouling it off into the cage behind him. The Seahawks team looking to be aggressive, understanding they are potentially down to their final out, as even with this game only being a 9-run game, if the Knights score 1 in the 7th, it'll be a walk-off victory. Seahawks 1 out away, and there was that out as Parsons gets strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning, a 1-2-3 7th for Parsons as he is dealing. And that may have been it for him, as if his boys can get him 1 more, that'll be his 3rd straight complete game of the year. Casey Parsons back in the dugout, hoping that his day has come to an end, as he wants to see his boys walk it off here in the bottom of the 7th. And if Casey Parsons' day is officially over, He got through 7 innings, gave up 3 hits, issued 3 free passes, and had 8 strikeouts. What a day for Casey Parsons. And he potentially went the distance for the 3rd time this year. All speculation right now, though, as the Seahawks are holding on to hope once again. The Knights trying to shut the door on that hope and on this day. And if the Knights can walk it off here in the bottom of the 7th, it'll be their 12th straight victory on this season, and it'll be their 3rd straight victory over the Cecil Seahawks this year, as Marvin Rodriguez is down to his last strike, swinging and missing at the first 2 pitches. And the way he's swinging that bat, he's well aware that he could end this game with 1 swing. Marvin stays away from the junk there. Marvin came in as a pinch hitter, playing in left field right now. He's hitting from the 7th spot, so it's 7, 8, 9 due up for the Knights in the bottom of the 7th. Rodriguez staying alive, getting the soft touch on that one. He got the soft touch on the skinny part of the bat. His hands are ringing. But most important, his job stays alive. He's earned the right to see 1 more. Well, what will he do with it? Fouled off a tough pitch a moment ago. Stayed away from the junk on that one. Now watches the count move to 2-2. And Rodriguez sends it into right. It'll be a tough catch, and it bounces out of the glove. Knew that was going to be a tough catch there for the Seahawks right fielder. Looked like he had it there for a moment, but the moment quickly passed as it bounces in and out of the glove of Cody Kunka. And it is a leadoff hit for the Knights. Marvin Rodriguez tosses the baton down to Anthony D'Alfonso. And the game-winning run potentially standing on first base. Check the CCBC Athletics website for the live stats as we do get the official call. That is officially ruled a single there for Marvin Rodriguez, and now Ethan Mosler is pinch running for Marvin Rodriguez, partly for speed and partly because Marvin Rodriguez was the man who called his own number and tried to steal home earlier in the game. Oh, that finds the hole. Ethan moves up 1. We go station to station as it's back-to-back singles to start the bottom of the 7th. That game-winning run in scoring position now for the Knights. Anthony D'Alfonso going with the pitch, finding the hole in between first and second. And a man with no hits yet today can put his hero pants on at the perfect time. Andy Martinez Rivera was playing second base. Now he's playing shortstop for the Knights. Like I said, he's 0 for 2, but no better time than right now for him to find his first hit. If he finds the gap, he could score that run that's standing on second base. He won't find the gap on that one as that one into the elevator chute. Center fielder makes the catch. Long throw over to third. Not in time as the game-winning run moves up and is now 90 feet away, but there's now 2 outs in the inning. Or is there? No, just 1 out. Got ahead of myself there. Math, never my strong suit. As my dad said growing up, I was told there'd be no math. So they're at the corners now with one out, and the top of the lineup here for the Knights. No longer Diego Garcia, though. It is Steven Gonzalez Rodriguez. Took over as a pinch hitter for Garcia earlier in the game. He's 0 for 1. He doesn't even need to get a hit to put his hero pants on. He could just send one into the outfield and score that run from third on the sacrifice. Throw to the plate. Here's the pickle. Is he going to turn into Benny? He is not. He's tagged out. Somebody's tagged out as there's a man standing on third base. So there's now 2 outs in the inning, but once again, that game-winning run 90 feet away. Anytime you see the pickle play, you think back to the Sandlot. Somebody going to turn into Benny the Jet? Not today. Is a massive spot in the game here for both teams. Jacob Severino digging into the batter's box. Mike Brzeski is on the hill right now for the Seahawks. Game-winning run 90 feet away. And there's 2 outs now in the inning. Second baseman, throw across his body in time, and the game will continue. The Seahawks got themselves into the jam, but they kept a cool hand and kept this game alive. In and out of the jam, 0 on the board. Hope may not be springing eternal at this point, but it's still alive. Down to their final 6 outs. The Cecil Seahawks have a miracle in their back pocket. When Casey Parsons took his seat in the dugout after the top of the 7th, he had hopes of watching his team walk it off in the bottom of the 7th. The Cecil Seahawks, well, they had other plans, and they said, we are going to go the distance here today. We're at least going to go one more. And now Casey Parsons' day is officially over. Jack Chase now taking the hill for the Knights, and I got no pitching stats to give you for Mr. Chase. He's making his first appearance on the hill. Swinging the stick, he's hitting 278. So let's see what he's got hurling the fastballs. As the Cecil Seahawks kept this game alive by getting another 0 on the board. Now they are hoping to pull off the miracle comeback, as nobody wants to just stay alive. Everybody wants to come out a winner. First pitch swing and Chase. We'll watch that one go foul. The old saying, we didn't come this far just to come this far, and this Cecil Seahawks team, I think should be feeling that way. They've come a long way keeping this game alive. It looked like it was going to be almost a guaranteed mercy rule at early points in this game for the Knights, and Cecil found the right combination pitching-wise and defensively. Turn this game maybe not around, but in another direction. And now they're hoping to turn it around now here in the top of the 8th, down to their last 6 outs, but dealing with a new pitcher, and that's got to come with a sigh of relief, I'm sure. Jack Chase in a 2-1 hole now. And that one, soft touch to Diaz at third. Throw is in time! What a throw from the third baseman, Yael Diaz. Coming in on the ball, throwing across his body. You pick your favorite Orioles third baseman. He looked a lot like him on that one. What generation did you grow up with? Are you like me? Did you grow up with Manny? Are you like my dad? Did you grow up with Brooks? Heck of a play there. My goodness, Diaz. Flashing the leather. Jack Chase gets his first out, not only in this game, but of this season. Jack Chase comes back and gets the count to 1-1 as he is dealing with Christian Kleckner. Christian playing second base for Cecil. Swinging at that one, sending it deep into right field, and just out of the outstretched hands of the right fielder. That one stayed in play. Looked like he had a chance at it over towards the bullpen area. And maybe if there wasn't a bullpen area right there, maybe he goes for the dive and comes down with it, but really no chance to dive, as you'd be diving head first into the dirt, and maybe your buddy's ankles as well. Jack Chase gets the nice pop on the mitt there, but could not get the call from the man behind the man. The umpire says that one just a bit outside. Chase looking for his first career strikeout, and he will not get it there, and oh, just too far out in front of the outstretched hand of the second baseman. An effort gets you mighty far in life, and it almost got an out for Jacob Severino. Full extension on the dive there. It is a hit for the Seahawks. Now Jack Chase is thinking about an inning-ending double play, and the Seahawks well aware of it as they're trying to maybe trade an out for moving that runner into scoring position. Zach Van Dyke, the center fielder. If he's able to get this bunt down in the right spot, he runs well. He could beat it out. He's swinging away at this one. Down the left field line. In play. Caught. Out number 2. Good job reading that ball off the bat there from the Knights left fielder. Ethan got to that ball just in the nick of time. Not only made the catch, but quickly got that ball back into play. Made sure the runner didn't think too long about moving over to second. 2 outs now in the top of the 8th. Dealing with Jevin Seffert. Jevin is 1 for 2 today. Excuse me, I believe 1 for 3. Let's double check that. Yes, that is 1 for 3. And went down on strikes in his last AB. Jack Chase still searching for that first strikeout. Hoping to find it here. 2 outs, runner at first, 9-0 game. Top of the 8th, Jevin touches it over to Amadio. And Jack Chase backs him up nicely. 0 on the board once again for the Knights. As Casey Parsons gave it over to Jack Chase, looked him deep in the eyes and said, "You make sure we get that shutout." He's doing his part, sir. He's doing his part. Can the Knights do their part offensively and maybe walk it off here in the bottom of the 8th? The mercy rule still intact potentially, as the Knights 1 run away from getting the victory today. Snap back to life, snap back to reality, and it is a sweet reality for this Knights team, as most of this season has been a very, very sweet season for them, riding an 11-game winning streak into this one. Looking for their 3rd straight victory over the Cecil Seahawks, and that one going to be a tough play for the center fielder, and what a catch! Trailing away from him towards the gap in right center, and he can't get that smile off his face with the crowbar. And my goodness, why should you try? What a catch by that young man. All smiles on the way up, and he deserves to be. Beautiful catch from the Seahawks center fielder. As the Knights are still looking to walk it off here. Now dealing with 1 out in the 8th. In play, pitcher has to field his position. Third baseman eats it up, but it eats him up as well. And that is a single that never left the infield for the Knights. I believe that was Diaz. Michael Amadio now stepping into the batter's box. Potential game-winning run, standing on first base. Michael swinging at the first pitch. And that catch we saw to start this inning, that was made by the center fielder for the Seahawks, Zach Van Dyke. Hats off to Mr. Van Dyke. Runner is moving over there from first as the Knights had the hit and run on. Amadio got a piece of it, so Diaz has to head back over to first. Let's see if they still have the hit and run on, as I think the Knights are going to be aggressive here with 1 out. You know they love to play small ball. And pitcher well aware of it for the Seahawks. Trying to keep him honest at first. Remember, player got picked off for the Knights earlier in this game, so the Seahawks pitching staff has nice moves when they step off. Knights got to be aware of that. And Amadio swinging at that one. And he's going down on strikes. He could not stay away from the junk. That one frisbeed into the other batter's box. A nice pitch there. A lot of movement on that. I'm sure it started in the zone, but it certainly didn't finish in the zone. But pitching is not all about throwing strikes. A lot of times it's about throwing the illusion of strikes. And that's certainly on display there for the Seahawks. Man, that catch from Van Dyke, so huge for the Seahawks. And now there's 2 outs. And yeah, they're down to their final 3 outs, but that's better than watching the other team walk it off, right? Knights still holding on to hope for the walk-off here as that game-winning run potentially standing at first base, but now 2 outs in the inning. There he goes. Hit and run is on once again. And Diaz will have to take the long walk back to first. And Diaz taking his time heading back to first, and why not? Here comes another pitch. And oh, what a beauty of a pitch. Strike 3 called. Absolutely froze him. And the Seahawks, 3 more outs to find that miracle comeback. That's potentially in their back pocket. The Knights, 3 outs away from their 12th straight victory. Who's going to blink? And now doing the pitching for the Knights is Zach Artery. Zach is making his 5th appearance. He has started one game. He's gotten through 8 2/3 of work so far, and he has 8 strikeouts. And he has really limited the walks as well. He's only issued 3 free passes. He is tasked with getting the final 3 outs of the game, as the Knights couldn't walk it off in the bottom of the 7th or 8th. So a miracle 9th inning comeback is potentially in front of us here for the Cecil Seahawks team, as they're down to their final 3 outs, but it'd be a mountain of a comeback trail for them to walk here in the 9th, as they're down 9 outs, or down 9 runs. And that one fouled off into the glove of the catcher, as he was looking to win the game with one swing of the bat. He was swinging for the fences there. And that one put into play. Amadio wants it at first, and he has it. Up the elevator shaft for out number 1. As the Seahawks now down to their final 2 outs. Zach Artery waits for the man to dig in at the plate, goes back to work, and comes right to the plate with a beauty of a strike. Coaching staff, gotta love what they've seen from the pitchers today, whether it was Casey Parsons or Jack Chase just a moment ago, or Artery now. Everybody is being aggressive and attacking the strike zone, and that is exactly what you want to see from your pitchers when you give them a big lead. Let's get outs. Let's let the defense go to work. If you can get the strikeouts, awesome, but let's get this game moving. Now, how many times do you see a team get up and then they're, playing cat and mouse on the mound and peppering the zone, so to speak, or the outside of the zone, so to speak, and then 2-3 free passes later, one swing of the bat, it's a 2-3 run home run, and now we got a brand new ball game. And there was never any kind of opportunity for an opportunity like that for the Seahawks team. So maybe I'll stop talking about that as Artery issues the free pass there. The opportunities have been few and far between for this Seahawks team, and I think the coaching staff wants to talk it over with Artery just because that walk came on 4 pitches. Coaching staff probably telling him to get right back to it, just like we were talking about a minute ago, as that was about as quick of a meeting as you can get. There may have been a few extra expletives put in there, but I think the main point was throw strikes. Catcher trying to help him out with the frame job. Came closer that time, but that's 5 straight balls now for Artery. And comes back with this prettiest pitch yet, but the runner is able to take second. I'm not sure if that will count for a strike or not. Tough break there for Artery, as now runners in scoring position. Another pop on the mitt there. Potentially 1 strike away from out number 2. Artery set. Comes to the plate after watching him back at second, and swing, and whew, very close to a miss, but he got the smallest piece of that. Tinks it off the bat and keeps hope alive here at least for one more pitch. And Artery gets the swing and a miss for out number 2. That is his 9th strikeout of the year. And now the Knights 1 out away from their 12th straight victory. Two outs, runner still at second. First pitch swinging. Cecil down to their last 2 strikes. And that one out of the zone, high. And a little outside as well, as you saw the catcher have to come out of his crouch and make the catch. Here's the 1-1. Taking his time coming to the plate. We got the pitch clock on, so why not use every second of it if you can. As you saw Artery staring back that runner at second, letting him know he's not going any further than where he is right now. The battle is about to end right here, right now. Cecil down to their last strike and their last out. And staying alive for one more, as that one will put the runners at the corners. What a throw to the plate. Cecil never even thought about going to the plate, but the right fielder for the Knights showed him a little something just in case. And the game will continue for at least one more batter, as there is 2 outs in the game, and the runners, well, they're at the corners for the Seahawks. Their comeback hopes, they're slim and none right now, and Slim's got his bags packed and he's headed for the door, but the door hasn't opened just yet. And now the runners are at second and third. Still 2 outs in the inning, though. Knights looking to finish it here. Sent into the outfield. Right fielder wants it. Calling off everybody. And that is 12 straight wins for the Knights. 3 straight victories for the against the Cecil Seahawks. And the CCBC Essex Knights baseball team will improve to 24-6 on the year. And they are 7-1 at home on this year. They are a wagon of a team at this level. And they are ready for postseason baseball, but they're not skipping any steps. They've still got some more challenges in front of them as they look to wrap up the regular season in style. Got a busy week of baseball in front of us next week, but to wrap up this week, we have sophomore day for the men's lacrosse team at CCBC Essex. Our final regular season home game for the lacrosse team will be this Saturday. I hope you can join us live at the Castle. If you can't, well, join us live on YouTube, your home for all of the Knights' home games. And please join us back here at the Castle for a week full of baseball next week. Until then, Aaron Thomas in the broadcast booth saying thank you for joining us on this Monday, and please join us for the rest of this regular season. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good night.